Hey, Dustin Heiner here with Income Builder. Now, I'm going to give you a full walkthrough of the entire program. Now, we are constantly developing it, constantly getting better and better for you as a real estate investor. So things might change, but this is the broad overview. Now, the reason why we create it is because we're investors. I have 30 plus properties, and I'm like, I need to have something to have everything together and make me more money. And that's why we created Income Builder. All right, we're starting at the dashboard. Now, once you get set up through the onboarding process, this is what it's going to look like. You have the dashboard. Now, at the very top, you're going to see we have a financial freedom goal. This financial freedom goal is going to be you replacing your income and covering your expenses through real estate investing and becoming an income builder. What you need to do is click on this button and you change it to whatever you want. Right now, this fake account, it's a sample account, is $18,000 a month is what it needs. And so what they need for expenses to cover their target income. Well, as you go through and build out your business, making more and more money, this is a thermometer. It'll keep getting, when you first get started, it might be at nothing. Like it might be all gray out. But right now, we build properties or buy properties and build them income. Now, from here, we have our total portfolio value. As we buy properties, we put in the criteria. We update things and we make sure we have the actual value inside there. So it shows us how much our total worth is for our real estate. Then it shows us how much equity because we give it the loans and it knows the value. And then it figures out how much equity we have and then how much total debt that we have on these properties. And then the cash flow that we have every single month. We love cash flow. That's how we're able to feed our families. Then and the dashboard, the rest of the overview of everything, you can see how your properties are, if they're vacant, if there's anything overdue, expiring leases, shows you that, all your deals analyzed, how many mail orders you've sent out or direct mail, which is great, a whole full video for that. So check how to do getting direct mails off market properties. And then we also gamified it for you. We made it so that you get excited when you do the next thing that's going to help you to build your business right. That's the amazing thing is we're going to help you to build income and do your business right. I clicked on that one. So here are all the achievements. You get more and more points as you go through and you do things like finding properties, doing deals, making your first move, putting things on record, all that sort of stuff. Now, you'll see that'll be self-explanatory. But on the dashboard, we have a couple other things. We have tasks that we have for our properties. We have market exposure. Once you have so many properties, let's say 10 properties in one city, you might be thinking it might be time to move on to another area. So that's why we have this here. You also have a broad overview of all your properties here. And then any updates, like what you do inside Income Builder, we keep track of all of that. So you can actually make sure you see what everything's going right. Now, the next thing we look at is our deal analyzer. We have some sample deals inside of here. So you can look at. Now, I want to jump right into a property. We're going to look at a property, and I've already analyzed this one, but we're going to do it right now. So this property is going to be absolutely terrific for us. Now, in the analyzer, you have long-term, mid-term, and short-term, as well as a flip or a BRRRR strategy calculator. All these calculators are amazing, but they have different nuances. So you're going to have all of these calculators with your one access. Now let's jump into the long-term rental. Now, all the other calculators, I have a full video. Go watch that as well. But let's say we want to go 2808 Sweeney. I already started looking at this one. Sweeney Hollow, Birmingham. Okay, so here's a property that I was just looking at. Now, the great thing about this is the live analysis is going to walk you through and show you how much money you're going to make in cash flow. Okay, so we hit next. Purchase price. Purchase price, we're saying we're going to buy it for $120,000. Then we're going to say market value after repairs is maybe $150,000. Everything else is going to have either something pre-filled in or you're going to have a quick 2 seconds to fill it in. Down payment, 20%. You could do 5, 10%. So if you do 10%, you can see how the numbers change automatically. But let's just go with the standard 20%. Closing costs. We estimate what the closing costs would be. You change your interest rates. Right now, it's probably 6.5, could be 5.5. Talk to your lender. They're going to give you that right information. And you can see on the fly, this is always updating, always changing. Property taxes, we estimate, because this is what Alabama says. The property tax is estimated as 0.4%. There you go. Insurance, we're estimating the 3-bedroom and all that sort of stuff, but definitely talk to your insurance agent, which inside of here we have asset protection. So you go find those people. Renovation costs. Let's say it's going to cost $2,500 to fix up. Maintenance per month, I'm going to put 6% maintenance per month and then click next. Now, this is fantastic, but don't take it as this is the exact how much you're going to be able to get for it. HUD, we've pulled in from the government fair market housing, the rents. And so this actually says this is what it normally goes for in this area. And if you change the how many bedroom, maybe it's a 2 bedroom, maybe it's a 4 bedroom, you can see it changes. But talk to your property manager, they're going to give you the right information. So let's say they told us $4,500. Okay, we could rent it for $4,500. Vacancy factor, and then we also have property management fee of 10% average. There we go. Then boom, we're done. Now, that took for us walking through maybe a minute or two, but with you were doing this on your own, 30 seconds. You're going to get so good at that. It's going to take you, it's going to be so fast for you to do this. Now, I love this. We have these green lights. Like, see all these things at the top? You have these criteria that we have preset that is now going to say it's red light or green light. Let me give you an example of what that looks like. Let's say we're buying the home for $200,000, but it's only worth $150,000. Well, hit that and it's going to recalculate everything for you. And it's going to say, hey, you're losing equity. We want to capture equity. So you're losing 25%. Cash flow, it's only $50. That's not good. Cash needed, you have a lot of money cash out of your pocket. So you see the red lights. All these red is showing that the criteria that we currently have set up is not being met. So I'm going to go back and edit that. And let's drop it down to $105,000 and then hit save changes. Now you can see how everything is set up. Now, before I move on, I'm going to show you, you might be thinking, hey, I want to have a minimum of $800 a month in cash flow. Well, inside of the settings here, you click on your settings and you update your investment criteria. See right there, investment criteria, our monthly cash flow. Let's say if you want $650, that's your criteria that you need. And you can change all of these cap rate and all that sort of stuff. But let's just save that one. And we're going to go back into that one property. You could see now it doesn't meet that criteria because you've changed what the criteria is. So we need to adjust this. Now, if you're wanting 650, well, we got to adjust this. Now we're going to buy it for $85,000 because now obviously you have to offer and put in contracts and all that sort of stuff. But let's say you got it for $85,000. Let's see what happens. There we go. Almost at the cash flow that you want. But let's say we buy it for, then one way is keeping the expenses down. But let's say we know now, oh, wow, we can actually rent this out and make $1,850 a month. There you go. Then it changes. Is that making sense? Hopefully it is. Now you have green lights. And what is fantastic is the income builder score. So if you see the very top, this is 100 out of 100. If we were to buy it, we would say this is a definite. We must buy this property because it meets all the criteria. We're making cash flow. If we're capturing equity, like we're capturing 76% equity, it's going to be amazing. Now, here's a terrific thing. You can store all your documents. Let's say you put in offers. Well, then you upload your offer into here and it'll be stored inside this. You can even take your own notes, like let's say talking to realtor offer, and you're putting in an offer through the realtor. This one entire property is going to follow you into your portfolio, which we'll get into in just a second. You'll see it right here. We'll get to it in just a second. It'll go in your portfolio and all the notes for history forever is going to be stored in here, which is amazing. Now, let me give you, this is some amazing thing. You can view reports. This report gives you so much more detail. You might be thinking, well, I need more numbers. I need all these numbers. Okay, well, we have an executive summary right at the very top. You can see everything right there. You can see the purchase price right here. Now we can scroll down. Now this is showing the income builder score is great. Cash needed shows you how much cash you're going to need. Your income summary, your total monthly expenses, your cash flow, equity capture, cap rate, like as many numbers as you can think of. It's going to have all of these in here. 1% rule, cash on cash return, equity, like 5-year projection, equity multiple, equity growth, year by year breakdown, depreciation, tax benefits. Like this stuff is all in here for you. And you just took 30 seconds. It does all this for you. Now, here's one more amazing thing. You're going to love this. Let's say you're trying to get private money. You have a buddy who's a private money lender or somebody who's like, hey, I have some retirement money. I want to invest it. You click this button right here, share analysis, and you see this pop out. This is going to actually create something you could send to them. So I'm going to copy this link. So here's the link. If you copy this link, or you can immediately send it to somebody. But then if you were to then paste it inside of here, let's go ahead and go. And now you'll be able to see this is what your private money lender is going to see. It's absolutely amazing how this is going to be now what they're going to be viewing, just like you did. They have all this information. They're going to say, man, this Dustin guy, he has it all together. Look at how much work it took to put together all these numbers. This looks great. I'm going to go ahead and lend him money. So this is game changer right there for you as a real estate investor. Now let's go back to the deal analyzer section. Now we can analyze other deals, and I have a whole video. Watch that, how to do the flip, how to do the midterm, short-term rental strategy, and calculator does everything for you. But what we love is we have these sections where you can drag and drop. So let's say this property right here, here's the property we just analyzed right there. Well, we're now, instead of analyzing, we're going to put an offer in on the property. And I know there's another one right there because I just already did this once or twice. But here, now it's an active deal. These are ones we're actively putting offers in. This one fell out, so we're going to drop this one all the way down. Here's an active deal. So we can even categorize them and say, hey, I like this one. Let's say this one's great. I'm going to put it to the top because I want to keep that top of mind. So you can drag and drop. Now, here is the beautiful thing about Income Builder. We don't want just a deal analyzer. Those are great. Deal analyzers are fantastic, but it's just tip of the iceberg. We want you to build income. So let's say this property is making $900 a month, $950 a month. You can see in cash flow right there. But then once we are putting an offer and we have it under contract, we can click this button. So the top right-hand corner, the three buttons, click add to portfolio. You click add to portfolio, it's going to add it into your portfolio where you're going to be keeping these and constantly keep everything in here. I know I personally have Google Drives, I have folders on my computer, past computers that I have Excel sheets, I have so many things everywhere, contacts everywhere, but this is going to keep everything together. So when you go into your portfolio, you're going to be able to see the different properties that you currently own that then accumulate. I already did this earlier today, so that's that one right there. But here's what we just did. See, $941. And if you go back to dashboard, quickly jump back to dashboard, you've arrived. Now, this is our gamification, trying to help you achieve really quick goals so you can eventually become financially independent. You can see now your financial freedom goal filled up because you just got this new property that puts you over that hurdle. Okay, let's go back into this one. Now, this is a property that's in our portfolio. Everything you can change from the purchase price. Maybe, hey, in the end, we got a credit. We got a seller credit and we only had to pay $82,000 for it. Boom, there we go. And let's see, valuation. We're going to change the market value because we know after we fix it up, it's worth $150,000. Now, you're going to know your numbers, so you're going to fix that up so you can see market value, equity, loan balance, cash flow every single month. And at the top, you can see the original analysis as you did when you put this in. But let's say you're under contract now, but then you bought it and now it's under rehab. So when you're rehabbing the property, you identify it as, hey, I'm rehabbing this property. Now, these three buttons are all over the place, so you can edit the property, delete the property if you want, put it back in the analyzer. Now, let's go into some more. You can see the cap rate, the cash on cash return, your fixed monthly expenses. This is great. So property taxes are here. We don't have insurance yet. We don't have that set up yet. But let's say we bought insurance. Our premium is, let's say, $600 a year. Insurance name, State Farm. There we go. You can put your policy number in, all that sort of stuff, and hit save, and then it adds that in there. It adds that in there as something that you now have as an expense. Your insurance is right there. Now, you might be thinking, well, Dustin, I have other expenses. Maybe you have to pay for Wi-Fi. I don't know. Maybe you do. So Wi-Fi, and let's say it's $50 a month. Then we add that in there as well. And then you have and this updates all of our expenses. It updates everything. Now we can add in multiple tenants. Let's say it's a duplex. We're going to add a unit. So say unit 2. Unit 2 is occupied. Tenant name, John Smith. Monthly rent is $500 a month, and add unit. And you could put the lease start and end date too as well. You could get that put in there. But then you could see how now you have these different tenants in there. In case I need to update and edit this property, this is Jane Smith. There we go. So you can keep these really well organized and make sure that you're doing everything right. So you're not screwing up on not making money. But when you upload the lease, as soon as you get the lease and you upload the lease, so that'll keep it inside there. Now, next action, tasks. We have our task button right here. If you click on tasks, these are all the tasks that you can put in for each property. But if you say, hey, I'm already on this property, I want to create this task. You might say, hey, task is for this one property right here. I want to do, say, get better insurance. There you go. Due date, we're going to say next let's say 8 months from now. Then hit one time, create. Now you're going to create this task for you to do. There you go. Get better insurance. And it's going to alert you when you come into Income Builder. It'll alert you. Recent transactions. Now, transactions are, let me click View All. This is our accounting, which I'll get into in just a minute. So let's get back to it. I'll walk you through the entire accounting platform. Now, inside this, let's keep scrolling down. Now you have your recent transaction I just talked about, your loan information. We will, and it's coming out in just a couple days, you'll have multiple loans. So let's say you have a DSCR loan, you have a home equity loan, you got a private money. You can add more loans to this because it's all a part of our business. Insurance right here. Hey, it renews today. It's going to fix that. You go and edit it. I love this too. We have this contacts button right here. You can see on the left-hand side, but you can add contacts in here, which is amazing. Click this add contact. Let's say, I always use John Smith because YouTube doesn't like any particular names. Insurance agent, let's say State Farm. Phone number is 5555555. There we go. Put his email address and hit add contact. Now, what's great is this person, insurance agent, is attached to this property. So if you have your property manager, well, let me just say, I'm going to add in, well, not going to do that. What I want to do, if you have a property manager, contractor, plumber, roofer, you add them inside here, but I'll show you, they're all inside here. They are all inside here. I just added John Smith right there. That's him. Now let's say we had a property manager. I want to click on this property manager. I'm going to add this person to this property and hit save. And then now I'm gonna go back to the properties and you'll see a property manager is actually added onto that property. So scroll down. I know I'm going really, really fast, but I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out. So now we have a property manager and a insurance agent. So this is insane. Like everything is all accounted for here. And if you're on your iPhone or Android, you can click that phone button and it'll literally dial them. Isn't that insane? It's so terrific. Now, I love this too. I've got storage everywhere, Google Drive, folders, past computers. I'm like, where do I find everything? This is now your central operating system for all your investing. Now, we don't have any documents, but let's say upload it a document. Give me 1 second. I'm going to upload this little thumbnail. There we go. It's a boom screenshot of a thumb, a picture, just, thumbs up type thing. There we go. Now it's added in there. If you need to click on it, and you can see the image right there. There you go. Good job. We got this image uploaded, and it could be agreements, it could be contracts, it could be leases, like you name it. You upload everything into. You upload everything into the documents for this property. So amazing. And then any notes. Like I told you, when you're buying the property, when you're analyzing the property, you put a bunch of notes. We're going to add notes. There we go. And now this note is always going to be inside of here. It's going to, there we go. Boom. Now it's saved inside of there. This is absolutely insane, which is so fantastic. And then let's say, hey, now this property's rented. We got it rented. Now let's go into the task. So, well, quickly before I do that, in the deal analyzer, you're going to have these properties. Now it's out of active deals. And now look, it's in our portfolio. It's in our portfolio. Now you can delete them out of properties and it'll put it back, take it out of here and put it directly into here. We can't do that, but that's a whole lot of, you want to make sure you're doing it right. Like I said, just don't screw anything up. You won't, it'll just keep it, but just, you don't want to do anything too quick. Tasks are amazing. Per property, you can add tasks in the property itself, or you can add tasks here and say for the entire portfolio, go and find all new insurance. Due date is going to be, there we go. Say create task. There we go. Find all the new insurance. There we go. It's right there for us. And you can mark it as complete. Let's say we did. Boom. Now it's marked as complete. It's gone now. There we go. And you can even show completed. There you go. That's completed. So tasks are amazing. You're going to be able to utilize this for every single property and find them per property in each property. Documents. I love having all of my documents. Store your pictures, store your HUD statements, your deeds, store the agreements, like everything and anything. Put it inside of here. Instead of having folders everywhere and Google Drive everywhere, this is going to be your central repository and your operating system for everything. And then per property, you're going to be able to say, okay, here's a property. Let me go see what documents. Oh, I have a maintenance document. I have a contract. And so as soon as you click on it, it's going to open it up. Let me go back here. There we go. And here's ours right there. See the screenshot, or this is the thumbs up. There you go. You're going to be able to view that right here and then download it as well. Contacts. Love, 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 love contacts. Now, all these contacts are all fake. You can see the last name Smith on all of them and the same phone number mostly for every single one. They're all fake. So YouTube, they're all fake. Don't flag me for that. But look at this. This is amazing. You can categorize these by, let's say, per property. Well, which are my the property manager? Let me find who are my contacts for the property. And instead of that, you could also do, let's find per role. Like I'm going to find all my property managers. Oh, I remember. Okay, it's Jennifer. I remember Jennifer. Let me give her a call. Let me send her an email. This is, instead of having all these contacts on your phone, you have them here and you can always access it. And then you could, any property you add a new property, you add these people directly onto those properties. So let's say Marcus Smith right here. I want to add him onto this property as well. There we go, and save. And then now if I go back into the property, look at him right here. And now we have Marcus Smith there. It's absolutely insane how fantastic this is going to be. So this is going to be your operating system. Now, let's look at the accounting function because you're going to get income coming in, you're going to have expenses, and you're going to want to work with your accountant. I love this. We have our transactions tab. This is all the transactions for all of your income and expenses. And then you have reports, which I'll show you in just a second, where you can send, one click and send all this to your accountant to do all your taxes. Now I did a full video on the accounting. So make sure you watch that video. I don't know where the link's going to be, but you grab that video, watch that video where I walk you through how to do all this, from analyzing each different account description and category. So you're going through this entire thing and then you're marking them as reviewed. Like, hey, my bookkeeper did it, but then I also went back and I reviewed everything. So there we go. Now everything is reviewed. You can add in different transactions, your income and your expenses. You can import in your bank statements, your credit card statements, and all that sort of stuff. And pretty soon, very soon, we're going to actually have it automatically go to your credit card and pull out every single transaction. So you don't even have to add those in. It's going to be absolutely insane. But then we have all these reports. Again, I have this entire video walking through all the accounting, cash flow, income statement, rent roll, Schedule E, expense breakdown, all of that. You have different categories to categorize things. Like these are the different types of income you can have, the different types of mortgage loans. So these categories, this is what bankers need and accounting need. Actually, much more IRS needs, but these categories can help you. And then your accounts. You add your accounts in here so you can categorize it and put all the accounts and expenses and income in the right location so that when it's time to do accounting or get the IRS all their information for the filing, you're done. Now, moving on, direct mail. This is where you're going to be getting off-market properties. I have an entire video walking you through how to do this step by step, but let's say you created a mailer. We created this mailer on the whole entire walkthrough. But you update it, you add it, you edit, and you better be able to answer the phone because you're going to be getting so many calls. I added this and updated Dustin LLC. There we go. So direct mail is amazing where you can find off-market properties. And then we have all our resources. Like here are some preferred lenders that have been working with my personal students at Master Passive Income. And so we'll update these. These will always be updated and changed to who we feel is giving the best rates, best terms, and saving you guys money. And then also asset protection. We use OB and Steadily for homeowners insurance, renters insurance, all that sort of stuff. So you can definitely go right to find them right now. But this is who we already use. We already use these guys. It took us forever to find them, but now you have access to them. And we suggest starting an LLC. Don't buy any properties unless you have your LLC. This one's like almost free, I believe. I think you just pay for the government filings, you click visit, and then you start your LLC. It's so fast and so easy. Now we're income builder, so it goes to dashboard. There's one other thing I want to show you. This is amazing. So you want to create and earn income. Well, if you click on this button at the bottom left, click on this button. If you share this with everybody, you're going to be able to get 20% commission on their use of this system. We want to help as many people as possible. And so you are now going to be able to give them, this is my demo account. So there's no link, but you just copy that link and you send it to, say, your friend Billy. Hey, Billy, use this account or this system, Income Builder. It's amazing. It's helped me in my business to grow my portfolio and grow my, and so you're going to be also getting 20% every single month. You're going to be getting the referral from everybody you bring in. So that's another way to get income. This is absolutely insane. This is just the start. We have like a roadmap of so many different things, like using AI, using coaching, all this sort of stuff to make this even better for you as a real estate investor. So I'm super pumped. Get your free account it's a free trial account so you can get started. And then you're going to realize very, very fast that this is the system you've been missing forever. I am a real estate investor. In 2006, when I started investing, I realized that I needed something like this, but I couldn't create it. Now we have, 20 years later, for you can use it as well. I use this every day, and so do all of our students at Master Passive Income. But you guys are awesome. Get your account and start utilizing it right now and start building income.